At 2:13 a.m., my phone exploded with calls so violent it sounded like an alarm. When I answered, my mother was screaming like someone had died. "Your brother's in the hospital. Send $15,000 right now, or he'll suffer all night." My voice came out calm in a way that shocked even me. "Call your favorite child," I said, and hung up. That single decision ended a lifetime of being my family's emergency fund. My name is Logan. I'm 32, a structural engineer living alone in Denver. And for as long as I can remember, my family didn't see me as a daughter. They saw me as a solution. A wallet. A safety net that never ran out of money. I was raised on one rule: the oldest sacrifices for everyone else, especially for my parents' golden son and precious princess. I paid tuition. I paid with credit cards. I paid car notes in emergencies that never stopped being emergencies. Every time I pushed back, I got the same treatment. My mother cried. My father went silent with disappointment. My brother called me selfish. My sister punished me with weeks of silence. The message was always clear: if I didn't pay, I didn't belong. By 24, I escaped to Colorado, hoping distance would fix it. It didn't. The requests just became digital. Venmo, Zelle, Apple Pay. Faster ways to drain me without eye contact. Then came the Lake Tahoe trip. My brother announced a reset getaway. My sister tagged along for content. Stories hit Instagram almost instantly: private, jet shots, luxury suites, high-limit casino tables, champagne on yachts. Everything screamed money. But none of it belonged to them. I watched it all with a sick feeling in my stomach. Because I knew my parents didn't have that kind of money. And I knew exactly how this story always ended: the phone call to me. By Saturday night, the fantasy exploded into chaos. And at 2:13 a.m., the bill finally came due. I didn't send the money. I turned off my phone, and I went back to sleep. By morning, the internet had turned against me. My family had turned my brother into a weapon. When I powered my phone back on the next morning, it felt like opening a crime scene. Hundreds of missed calls, thousands of texts. And then I saw if my sister had gone live from the hospital hallway, tears, shaking hands, a camera perfectly angled for sympathy. "My brother might die because my own sister refuses to help," she cried. "She has the money. My shows are not to save him. My full name, my city, my workplace, all exposed." Within 2 hours, the video hit 1 million views. Strangers flooded my inbox with hate. "You deserve to rot. Hope karma finds you. You're a monster." They posted photos of my brother in a hospital bed, bruised, bloody, groaning. Next to it, screenshots of declined payments, hospital invoices, and casino markers he couldn't pay. The pressure was designed to break me. But here's the part they didn't know. The hospital wasn't calling me because I owed them anything. Casino wasn't holding me responsible for anything. They were calling because my brother lied and listed me as his financial backup, something I never agreed to, never signed, never approved. The police called next. They explained calmly that my brother had assaulted casino staff and used a fake ID with my old address to open massive credit lines. He was now facing felony charges for fraud and assault. I told them the truth. I am not financially responsible for him. Contact our parents, they tried. My parents were completely broke. That's when the manipulation turned vicious. My mother sent voice notes, sobbing that I was killing my own brother. My father said he was ashamed of me. My sister claimed she was now homeless because of my cruelty. A GoFundMe appeared within hours. Tens of thousands poured in from strangers who believed I was the villain in a tragic story they never verified. Watched it all in silence. Not because I didn't care, because I finally understood something that terrified me. If I saved him this time, it would never end. I made coffee, went for a run, lived like a free person for the first time in my life. From the S, when my father finally told me the truth about my brother's secret life. What my dad confessed next revealed a decade of lies and the real reason my family was now bankrupt. My father called late Sunday from an airport terminal, his voice shattered. He told me my brother had been secretly gambling for years, long before the Tahoe trip. Online casinos, bookies, loan apps, casino credit lines. The first time they found out, my parents quietly paid his debt. Then it happened again, and again, and again. Each time they refinanced their house to save him until there was nothing left. The Tahoe trip had been their last desperate gamble. They believed one big win would erase everything. Instead, my brother lost it all on ours and started signing fraudulent markers just to keep playing. By the time security restrained him, the damage was done. My parents were now months from foreclosure. Their retirement was gone. The house I grew up in was already scheduled for seizure. Then my father asked for the final sacrifice. He wanted me to take out a 6-figure loan, not for medical bills, not for bail, but to save their house and my brother's reputation. I stood on my balcony staring at the Denver skyline while he begged. And for the first time in my life, I said something no one had ever been prepared to hear. I am your daughter. It's not your bank. Silence, then crying, then rage. Then the truth I'd never said out loud before. You chose him over me every single time. I'm done paying for that choice. I ended the call. For the first time in 32 years, I felt no guilt. That week, the fallout was brutal. The house was foreclosed. My brother went to jail, then into mandatory rehab. My sister lost every brand deal she had built on fake luxury. And my parents lost their final illusion that I would always clean up their mess. They tried letters, numbers from friends, even a childhood photo was sent as bait. I recycled it, not out of hatred, because I was finally empty of obligation. But cutting them off was the end of the story. It was the beginning of a life I didn't know I was allowed to live. When everything went quiet, the silence was unbearable at first. No frantic calls, no desperate messages, no emergencies that demanded I save the day. Just stillness. I moved apartments without telling anyone, changed my number, locked down every account. For the first time in my adult life, my paycheck belonged to me. I didn't realize how tense my body had been until it finally relaxed. I stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes, stopped holding my breath when it rang. I stopped feeling responsible for the collapse of 3 other lives. My brother stayed in state-mandated gambling rehab. My sister disappeared from social media. My parents moved into a small rental after losing the house. Strangers still believed I was the villain. But strangers don't pay your bills. Strangers don't control your life. I started hiking again, cooking without anxiety, sleeping without dread. I made friends who didn't know my family history and never asked me for money. One evening, sitting alone on my new balcony, I realized something terrifying and beautiful. I had never actually lived for myself before. Every decision I'd ever made carried the invisible weight of 3 other people. That weight was finally gone. And then, on my 33rd birthday, something happened that proved I had made the right choice. On my 33rd birthday, I bought my own cake for the first time in my life. Not because no one else would buy one, but because no one expected me to pay for theirs. 3 coworkers came over. We laughed, ate cake on my balcony. No drama, no guilt, no financial emergencies disguised as love. And somewhere between the second slice and the sunset, I finally understood what freedom felt like. Not revenge, not victory, just peace. My family never recovered financially. My brother never fully recovered emotionally. My sister never rebuilt her image. But I rebuilt something more important: myself. For years, I thought boundaries made me cruel. I learned too late that boundaries are what make love possible without destruction. I didn't abandon my family. I simply stopped allowing them to destroy me. And if you're listening to this right now, drowning under the weight of expectations that were never yours to carry, let me tell you something they never told me. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are not evil for saying no. You are not responsible for fixing what you did not break. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away from the role they trained you to play. Sometimes walking away is the only way you ever truly come home to yourself. If this story hit home, no, you're not alone. Thousands of silent caregivers wake up every day and realize the same truth. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon.